When last we left our heroes, they had just completed fending off a goblin ambush on the Tribor Trail as they were escorting a wagon of supplies to the town of Phandalin, where they are supposed to deliver the supplies to Barthen's Provisions, where they will be paid 10 gold pieces each. On the road, they encountered the horses of their patrons, Gundren Rockseeker and his bodyguard Sildar Howwinter, and it looks like the saddlebags have been rifled through. It looks like there's been an ambush here. It looks like the goblins have been staking out this area, attacking anybody who comes through. Gundren's backpack is on the ground, and there is an empty map case on the ground. That is where we resume play with our heroes. Hi, I'm Badger Baldirk. I'm a dwarf. I'm an artificer. I'm level 1. And I am Sagrax Peckus. I'm a barbarian dragonborn, also level 1. I am Brylee Hanley, a high elf warlock with a deck of cards. The party has just taken a short rest, although they didn't get a lot of hit points back. Badger Baldirk is only got 3 hit points. Sagrax is doing okay with 10 hit points. Brylee Hanley only has 2 hit points after a short rest. Both Badger and Brylee went down in the goblin ambush, but they luckily survived after Sagrax brutally murdered all 4 of the goblins, all by himself. He's covered with blood and viscera of his enemies, chopped down with his halberd. So, after a short rest, what will the adventurers do? Let me see, what do I think we should do? I'm really stressed out about this, you guys. I wasn't expecting to do this. I'm just a tinkerer. I'm just an artificer. I don't have any powers. How am I supposed to handle myself in these dangerous world? Oh, I forgot I should mark off a magical tinkering that I did to make a light rock. All I can do is make rocks turn into light. Woe unto me. Well, it is true I did save you guys, but now that I'm rested, let's see what I think about what we should do. I'm also a little bit stressed out. That was a lot of work to carry you guys. I don't know, maybe I should have checked out who my partners were much better than this. I thought you guys would be more capable fighters. Now I'm stressed out. That's 2 in a row that have rolled the breakdown from the stress option after combat. What does Brylee think after this combat? Well, I don't know about you all, but I think we should definitely ask for more money when we get to Barthen's Provisions, because this has been an ordeal. My nice clothes have been ruined from being knocked down by a goblin in the middle of a fight. It's horrible. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think we should, I'm still pretty hurt, and I'm not sure what we can do. If something bad has happened to Gundren, then I don't know what we can do. I am at least going to do an investigation check on the area to see what I can find. Brylee rolls an investigation and gets a natural 20. So Brylee is going to go over and check the horses and investigate the backpacks. Brylee finds that there is an empty map case on the ground. There's empty backpack. The saddlebags from the horses have been rifled through. There's torn papers and bits of cloth all over the ground. There's nothing particularly interesting in the debris around the horses. The horses, by the way, are fine. They're just sort of milling around, waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. I have an idea. I'm going to go up to the horses and make an animal handling check to see if I can get the horses to come with us. All right, Sagrax rolls an animal handling check. Is a natural 1. As a barbarian, Sagrax is proficient in animal handling. However, these horses are very upset after the battle. They've just had enough of the goblins shrieking, and Brylee was hiding behind them, throwing spells, and so the 2 horses run away. They do not respond well to the Dragonborn, and they flee. The horses are gone. They run back up the road to the west, back toward Neverwinter. They just take off. Well, that was a great job, Sagrax. Way to go. Oh, sorry. I thought I was better at the animal handling than that. I thought I could grab the horses and take them with us. Well, I guess we don't need them. So Brylee, on her natural 20 investigation check, she does actually find that she can see goblin tracks all over the place. When you search the goblins, you find a total of 2 gold pieces worth of loot. Otherwise, they don't really have anything of any value. In addition to the 2 gold pieces that Hanley picks up, that's not her name. In addition to the 2 gold pieces that Brylee picks up from the goblin corpses, she also finds that there's a very distinctive trail leading to the north. It is very likely, because you can see on the ground that there are goblin tracks. As you investigate a little further to the north, there are goblin tracks leading all over the place, heading to the north from there. So it is very likely that wherever the goblins came from, they came from wherever this trail leads. Well, I don't know about the rest of you all, but I am very hurt, and I am very dubious about following this trail back to where it leads. I know that our patron Gundren could be in trouble. Gundren and Sildar, they might be in trouble, but I only have 2 hit points right now, and I could really use a rest before we do anything else. I also only have 3 hit points, and I could also do with a rest, and I'm looking over this trail myself, and I don't think I want to go this way either. I don't think there's any amount of magical tinkering that I could do to improve our chances if we were to follow that trail. So I suggest that we continue to Phandalin and deliver the supplies as we were requested to do. It's not really our mission to, rescue anyone. We're just supposed to deliver these supplies. That is a very good point, Badger. We were not hired to go on a rescue mission. He might be in danger, but we are also in danger, and we also need to ask for more money to go on a rescue mission. That's my thinking. What do you think, Sagrax? I am going to roll to see what I think about all this. We had a short rest already, and it didn't do enough for us, so I think we should definitely... I think we need a long rest. I have 10 hit points, but you guys are very squishy, and I don't really want to have to carry you guys in the next battle, if you know what I mean. I had to kill every single one of these goblins, if you recall. Also, I'm down a silver piece from that card game. I haven't forgotten about that, so I agree that we should get more money. So our heroes get back with their cart, and they continue to drive down the road toward Phandalin. It is a peaceful journey for the rest of the time. The Tribord Trail leads east into the plains and the hills and the scrub, and then there's a trail that turns to the south, and then heading south for a little ways. It is getting toward the evening as you arrive in the town of Phandalin. The rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandalin. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings, some built on old fieldstone foundations. More old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy and briars, surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of the cart track, which widens into a muddy main street as it climbs toward a ruined manor house on a hillside at the east side of town. As you approach, you see children playing on the town green and townsfolk tending to chores or running errands at the shops in the town. Many people look up and smile as you approach, but all return to their business as you go by. And as you enter the town from the north, you immediately see Barthen's Provisions is the first building on your left as you arrive, this red building here. It's got a red roof. Looks like it has a very small stable on the side. Well, no, it's more of a loading dock, I guess. I guess they wouldn't have a stable. But now that you've arrived in Phandalin, what will the adventurers do? There's really only one thing to do. I say we barge into... What? I keep forgetting the name of this place. I say that we barge into Barthen's Provisions and demand more money and demand an explanation. I'm with you, Brylee. I don't know about the demanding thing, but I do think we should inquire as to what the deal is. As you approach Barthen's Provisions, you can see it's definitely the biggest trading post in Phandalin. There's a lot of activity. There's a pair of people loading and unloading wagons. You can see there's another wagon being loaded with supplies as you approach. And as you enter, you see behind the counter... Boy, they don't really give you a lot of descriptions of these NPCs. They leave a lot to the imagination. So approaching the counter, there is a human woman behind the counter, and she looks up and says, how can I help you? So I'm gonna roll to see who leads the conversation with the woman behind the counter. That is a 4, so that's gonna be Sagrax. Well, hello, Dragonborn. Welcome to... I swear to God, I have to have these names literally right in front of my eyes at all times. Welcome to Barthen's Provisions. What can I do for you? You can tell us why there are goblins attacking people on the roads. You can start with that. I don't really know anything about goblins. I mean, it's a dangerous place around here. The Tribord Trail is, very dangerous. So anyone traveling around here should be careful. Nobody told us that we were going to be attacked by goblins. That's all I have to say about that. Allow me to step in here, Sagrax. What my friend here is trying to say is that we were charged with delivering supplies for one Gundren Rockseeker, and we have a wagon of his supplies that we have gotten from Neverwinter to here, and we were told that we would be paid 10 gold pieces each, and due to the fact that we had severe difficulty and were attacked, and my clothes have been ruined by goblin attackers, and I'm very wounded and hurt, along with my 2 friends here. We believe that we should be paid 15 gold each for this work that we have done for Gundren Rockseeker. The woman behind the counter stares and looks over you and does see that you have taken a beating. Badger is limping around. Sagrax has dried blood all over him from the gore of the goblins that he cut to pieces. Well, it does appear that you all have had quite a journey to get here, but I do know the delivery that you are talking about, Gundren. Gundren's a friend of mine, and he told me to expect this delivery, so I am prepared to pay you the 10 gold pieces. But Gundren didn't say anything about paying extra for hazard pay. I would like to cast Friends on this person. For the duration, I will have advantage on all charisma checks, directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile. And that's it. There's no saving throw or anything. Okay, that just happens. However, the person behind the counter will definitely know that it was charmed. I would really like for you to reconsider paying us 15 gold each, because it was a very difficult trip, and I would like to roll a persuasion check. And that persuasion check will be with advantage. 1 rolled off the table. The first die is a 3. The second one is a 17. I thought she was proficient in persuasion, but she's not. That is plus 3, so that is a dirty 20. I'm gonna say that, yes, they will agree to pay 15 gold each. That sounds very reasonable. I can see from your appearance that you have definitely, the 3 of you, have definitely been through a ringer out there. That seems very fair that you should get extra for that. You seem like very friendly people. My name's Elmina, by the way. I'm Badger. I'm a dwarf. I'm Sagrax, I guess. Well, I am... forgot my name. I am Brylee Hennelly, warlock extraordinaire. Would you like to play cards sometime? So, the players get 15 gold each, and they transfer over the supplies. Everything seems okay. Will the adventurers tell Elmina about the missing horses and the fact that it looked like there was an attack? Let me get this gold figured out first. 15 gold pieces. Damn, they are rich now. Alright, so I'm going to roll a d6 for each of the players, and 1 through 4, they will tell her about it, what they found, and otherwise they won't. So, hopefully that... if they don't tell her, that's pretty much the end of the adventure. So that's a 6. So Badger doesn't think to mention it. Sagrax doesn't think to mention it. Brylee, this is your last chance. It's a 2, yes. Brylee does think to mention. You mentioned that you're a friend of Gundren. We saw his horses, and it looked like he had been ambushed by goblins, and we think he may have been taken away somewhere because all his supplies had been rifled through. So we just thought you might like to know about that since you're a friend of his. Oh, that's terrible news. That is terrible news. Gundren is A great guy. You say he's been kidnapped, dragged away, attacked by goblins? Can you go get him? Go get him. We need him back. I'll pay you to go rescue him. You seemed like you were able to handle the goblins that attacked you, so you should be able to go rescue Gundren. There wouldn't happen to be any additional payment in that for us, would there? You said 5 gold pieces? I feel like 10 gold pieces each would be much more fair for us to put ourselves on the line like that. We were really only supposed to be escorting. As you know, I don't know that we can handle this sort of thing without additional payment. So Brylee is going to make another persuasion check with advantage because Elmina is still under the effects of Charm Person. That is a 15 plus her persuasion, which is 3, so that's, once again, I forgot to set a DC before I did the roll. I'm going to say that's good enough. I was going to say 15. Oh, alright. Yeah, I think that seems fair. 10, what did I say? 10 gold pieces each for you to go out and rescue Gundren Rockseeker. It sounded like, you didn't actually say this, but I'm just going to assume that you said this. It sounded like there was a trail that led off from the ambush site, so you should probably follow that trail, and then you could probably rescue Gundren from there. They may have tried to kidnap him to get information out of him. He had some very interesting things that he was working on. He had been, he said that he discovered a lost mine. There's this mine that was a long time ago, this very important mine that like magic stuff happened in there, and it's been lost for centuries, but Gundren has said that he and his brothers had found this mine. The goblins may have kidnapped him to get that information so they could get to the mine. Could you tell us a little more about this mine? Indeed, I can tell you more about this mine. So she goes on to relate this tale about the history of the mine. More than 500 years ago, clans of dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as the Phandelver Pact, by which they would share a rich mine in a wondrous cavern known as Wave Echo Cave. In addition to its mineral wealth, the mine contained great magical power. Human spellcasters allied themselves with dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge called the Forge of Spells, where magic items could be crafted. Times were good, and the nearby town of Phandalin prospered as well. But disaster struck when bandits swept through the north and laid waste to all in their path. A powerful bandit force reinforced by evil mercenary wizards attacked Wave Echo Cave to seize its riches and magic treasures. Human wizards fought alongside their dwarf and gnome allies to defend the Forge of Spells, but the ensuing battle destroyed much of the cavern. Few survived the cave-ins and tremors, and knowledge of the location of Wave Echo Cave was lost. For centuries, rumors of buried riches have attracted treasure seekers and opportunists to the area around Phandalin, but no one has located the lost mine. But, Gundren, he seems to think that he's found this mine, so, in conclusion, if you can find Gundren, I'm sure that he would pay you considerably more than what I have paid you. And I promised to pay you a lot, 10 gold pieces each, which I am writing down now, so that I don't forget it. Incidentally, since the friend spell only lasts for a minute, it is just about running out. Well, it's been lovely talking to you, Elmina. I think we should go now. Don't forget you agreed to pay us 10 gold pieces each. Bye, we'll be back with Gundren. I'm going to move things along because It's been almost 2 hours, and I haven't even gotten to the thing that I wanted to get to. I've been spending a lot of excess time playing with Roll20 and stuff like that. So our adventurers easily find the Stonehill Inn, where they can spend the night and get a long rest. They make their way back to the goblin ambush site the next morning. The horses are gone. The corpses are still rotting on the ground because nobody did anything with them. No, actually, you find, it turns out, the goblin corpses are gone. Somebody must have come along and taken them. Or perhaps buried them or something, because adventurers can't be bothered with burying bodies. So from that, you know that there are others around the area. But you find the trail that leads north, and you start following the trail, and let's figure out a marching order. Well, I'm the barbarian, so it makes sense for me to go in the front, right? I'm not sure whether I should go second or last. What do you think, Badger? I'm Badger. I'm a dwarf. I don't know either. Maybe I should go last. Let's roll for it. So, let's see. 1 to 3, Badger will go second. 4 to 6, Brylee will. And the roll is... it's a 1. Alright then, I'll go second. That's very chivalrous of you, Badger. Ah, you're making me blush. Sagrax, Badger, and then Brylee, bringing up the rear. Okay, let's do their long rest because they got all their stuff back. Let's see how this works on D&D Beyond. Clicking the button, confirm. Yes, all their hit points are back. Brylee also takes a long rest. Brylee was able to avoid the glare of Elmina as they left town again. Elmina, of course, knows that she was charmed and agreed to more than she might have liked to do. Will that come back to haunt the players later? Stay tuned to find out. So, as the players are making their way along this trail, I'm gonna have Sagrax make a couple of perception checks. He has +1 to this, so the first check is a 12, and the second check is a 12. He rolled 11 both times. So he is completely oblivious as there are a couple of traps on the trail, and he is hit by both of them, and he's gonna take 5 points of damage from the first one and another 5 points of damage from the second one. So he takes 10 hit points of damage from traps along this trail. I am sort of speeding through this. 10 points of damage? Sheesh. He's only got 3 hit points left. They're gonna have to take another short rest before they even get there. Hey, does anybody have any healing? 'Cause I could really use some. Hey, wait, I have some healing. I have a Cure Wounds spell. Hold on. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Sagrax. Badger is gonna use a first level spell slot to cast Cure Wounds. A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier, which is +3. And add 3. That's 5. Plus 3 is 8. That's 1 spell slot gone. Sagrax gets 8 hit points back. Oh, thanks, little guy. That helped a lot. No problem. I'm glad I could help. Next time, be more careful. Oh, sure. Whatever you say. It's not my fault I can't perceive things. So the adventurers travel down the trail for about 5 miles, following goblin tracks that lead northward. You can see there are scuff marks on the ground, so it looks like maybe they've dragged their fallen comrades back to wherever this pathway leads. And just when you're starting to think that the trail is never going to end, you start to see like a large sort of hill in the distance. The trail leads next to a stream that appears to come out of the cliff face. You can tell that there is a cave. You have a pretty good idea that that might be where the goblins have been coming from. The goblins' trail ends at a cave in a hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows from the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets. A narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right side of the stream. The stream is about 2 feet deep. It's cold and slow, not difficult to wade across. The thicket looks very dense and difficult to pass through. Let's see if we can get a new map up here. Yeesh, I've spent the last 15 minutes trying to figure out how Fog of War works on Roll20, and I still can't figure it out. So this is the best I can do for a map. So our adventurers find themselves facing a cave entrance with the clear objective of finding out if their patron, Gundren Rockseeker, is kidnapped inside, and they have been promised 10 gold pieces each if they can go in and rescue him, and perhaps there will be even more riches if they get on the good side of this Gundren Rockseeker, who has found a very important mine full of magical stuff. But that will have to wait for next time. The assault on the goblin hideout will have to wait, because I have run out of time for the day.